afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome to the Armory. Welcome to Full Time Sports Network. Welcome to Arsenal versus Everton preview. We've got the wonderful PB with me as always. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. How are you doing? All good?
Yeah. I will say I'm looking forward to the end of the season. But to be fair, I'm lying now. I'm just not looking forward. I just don't think I'm going to get a break at this.
I hear that. With all the summer news and stuff.
Yeah, it's just so much to happen that's going to go through the summer, and it's just going to be mad. But we're here to talk about Sunday.
Indeed.
For people that are not aware, we are doing all 10 games on Sunday, so it's not a watch along. I'll be watching it, obviously. Someone will be watching another game. There's going to be a lot of us on Sunday. I've literally had to do all 20 teams videos for the goals, so we're all going to be watching all the games as they go. So it's kind of like a goal rush type thing that Moss does on his channel. But we're all going to be, it's going to be mad. Dermot's joining us. I think Philip's joining us. Colm's joining us. And that's after I've done the League 2 playoff final. So I'm going to be knackered anyway.
So that's going to be... So how many screens is that then, mate? How many screens is that? Because are you going to top Moss? Because I heard that Moss has about 50 screens. You know what I mean? I've heard he's got two. Yeah, I think he's got two in his kitchen as well, hasn't he?
Don't me, that's all I'll say. Big up to Mr. Welch saying big up lads, hope you well. Hope you're
well, Chris.
Silver One saying greetings. Sunday is going to be topsy turvy. Indeed it is. It's going to be a crazy game. Yes. I'm not prepared.
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting. We need to talk about this game obviously as its own, because obviously we want 3 points no matter what else happens. But we'll talk about that in a minute. I swear me and Bobby always say good morning, good afternoon, good evening at the start of my videos. Probably. I'll tell you what, the reason that I do it is because of the two Ronnies. I've always been like it since the two Ronnies. But I hope you're doing well. Please do subscribe to Chris as well. Chris will be joining me not this weekend but the following weekend for the Championship playoff final. So big up to Chris for joining me on that one. Sunday is already affecting me. I know we've read your comments, mate.
I've seen it. I've just caught up with your comments, mate. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm lucky to be at the clock farewell, so I'll be chilled out and crying. Going to be brutal. I'm dreading it, while Arsenal fans can cope with the stress of checking City score pretty much. But I do hope you enjoy Anfield. Me and you obviously speak privately, Chris, and just enjoy it for what it is. I think he does deserve the send off because I think he has
big time.
Really good. I loved him when he was at Dortmund, so obviously I'm a Dortmund fan. So when he was at Dortmund, I loved him there. So I was a bit gutted we didn't get him because I would have taken him in a heartbeat. But it is what it is. Here he is. I swear, if you just mention his name, he just pops up. Big up to Dermot, saying big up, guys. Ange was right what he said. Can I say I was not part of the fans who wanted us to lose?
Yeah, I know that, mate. I did see part of your watch along as well, but you always want to win. Seriously, mate. You guys on your channel, you always want to win, and there was a good Tottenham friend of mine. He was the same because he always wants to win. He never ever wants to draw or lose.
Nope.
So you
don't support your team to lose, do you? You just don't.
Yeah, that's right. You don't. Regardless of the circumstances of what it may bring. So yeah.
I never went to Highbury and going, you know what, Dad, today I really fancy Arsenal to lose.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it.
My dad definitely wouldn't buy a ticket to go watch Arsenal lose. That's certain.
And then imagine at the 80s. Oh yeah, well, if we lose today, that means Everton wins the league. Yeah, we.
Yeah. I think I've told you about when we went to, I think it was a semi-final. I think it was Sheffield Wednesday or something like that, and it went to replay. Basically, my dad bought the tickets there and then, and got in so much trouble when he got home and told Mum that we were going back to Wembley a few days later because my dad just wants us to win all the time. You
mean the FA Cup final, and then you had to go back again for the replay? Yeah. You know.
My mum was so angry. Oh my word, she was so angry. I wanted Champions League, but exactly. You had to win to get Champions League. It makes no sense because that is a huge drop in money. Like what we've earned this season in the Champions League is around 80 million quid. We didn't get that far. We got 80 million quid. I guarantee people that win the Europa don't even win that. So it makes a huge difference to the purse, shall we say? Spurs played well and tried. Oh, 100% they did. I obviously I was watching it in different circumstances than most people, and I was totally convinced that Tottenham tried everything. But I have no concerns about. It was just weird. The Tottenham fans, the fans itself were just weird. I have to be honest. I've never seen a game like that in my entire life. Looking forward to Sunday. Going to be a blast. It is going to be funny. That's for certain.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans are right to hope for anyone who plays City take points off City. What's wrong with that? It's not you supporting them. Oh yeah. Exactly. There's obviously a few different people that look at it a different way, but for me, it was just whatever happens. If you took points off, then great. If you didn't, then farewell. Never mind. Let's just hope West Ham do. Tabs. Have you spoken to Tabs? Have you spoken to Agent Tabs for me, Brenny?
No, not this week. He's been busy this week, so I haven't seen him this week. I'll see him next week, but yeah, I will be contacting him, and he'll have to do his work. You know, he'll have to be you know, if he was a rapper, I have to call him MC Persuasion. Or MC Persuasive. That sounds better.
Because what I'm seeing again from the West Ham fan base once again, mainly the ones that are upset that Declan Rice left to come to.
Yeah, and I know a few.
And I'm like, come on, guys. Literally, we gave you 105 million quid to reinvest in your club. You weren't going to spend any money without that money, let's be honest. So,
exactly.
Be a little bit grateful. But there we go. You guys know me, love the pair of you, but Arsenal, not the centre of my life. It's all about Spurs, my second love after my family. Mate.
Yeah, of course.
You know, Arsenal's our second love. But I don't care what Tottenham do, but it would have been nice if you did take points off them. But you didn't. But you did try. You did try. Let's be honest, you did. Right. Let's talk about this game. So head-to-heads. Played them 63 times. Drawn 14. 37 Arsenal wins. 12 at home. 13 away. 12 Everton wins. For some reason, I decided to put an extra S at the end of that. And 10 home and just a 2 away. You can tell I do this quite rushed sometimes. I do apologise. But look. There is a retro challenge today. I haven't told Brady about this. I thought I'd surprise him. There is a retro one today because I felt it needed the retro feel for the last game of the season.
Yeah, I think I know what you're going to give me as well. So yeah. Well, I know the year. It can only be 1 year.
Well, we'll see if you know it. Let's see if you get it right later. I'm sure you will. There's only one Everton game that I've loved, and I'll always love it. It will always be in my memory forever. Anyway, last time we have played them both at the Emirates. We've beaten 4-0, 5-1, but there's always been the end of the season, I believe, as well. I think like 1 foot on Bognor Regis. I don't know if they will be this time, because if you look at their recent form, it would suggest that they're not 1 foot on Bognor Regis, because they've been doing all right, to be fair.
They have been.
Look, yes, they beat Liverpool. That's a very good result. Brentford, yeah, that's good. Luton, Drew, yeah, that's good. Sheffield United, they're kind of already down. You know, they beat Forest down, yeah. It's mainly the clean sheet. So when I get into the details of their detail, it's quite shocking how well they've done this season in clean sheets. Obviously, there's our form. It's very good. Right, here we go. Look at that. 13 clean sheets this season. We've got 18. Mad. They've got 13. It is mental. Right, let's talk. And they're 15th. They're 15th, and they've got 13 clean sheets. It's unheard of, in my opinion. They've won 13, drawn 9, lost 15. Average goals scored is just the 1.05. You can see where the problem is. Average goals conceded is 1.32. as I said, 13 clean sheets, 1.7 chances created. Obviously, we know how we've been doing. 27 wins. It's a beautiful number, 27. Average goals conceded is 0.76. Just such a beautiful number. Clean sheets is 18 for us. Chances created, as I've always said all season, to be in the chance to challenge for the title, your chances created has always got to be above 2. It stayed pretty much, but since I think we come back from Dubai, it's been up that, and we've been challenging for the season, and we still are. I know we're not the favourites, let's be honest, but we're still there. You never know what happens on Sunday. Right. Injury list, people. Sorry, Saka is a doubt still. He is going to have a late test tomorrow. It's not looking good. I think there was a photo taken earlier this morning regarding Raya with his Golden Glove celebrations, all that kind of stuff. Saka was not pictured because he's having treatment. So, look, I think we can do it without Saka. I think we all know who we would all trust.
Same here.
But obviously Arteta doesn't like doing that, but I think that is the best option personally. Everton,
so do I.
Harrison is a doubt. Gomez is a doubt. Ali's out. Patterson is out. Oh, I love that kid. I wish he could stay fit. He's so good. Mikolenko's, to be fair, is pretty decent as well. I'll take Mikolenko over Zinchenko because funny enough,
any day.
Guess who left back is? Mikolenko.
Ta-da! Exactly.
Amazing, isn't it? It's crazy. Right. Obviously, I've had to do my 5 to watch. It wasn't that easy because I don't want to be mean to Everton, but no one's really outshone themselves this season at Everton. But they have done well. They haven't been relegated, which is what a lot of people were thinking they would. But this is my 5 to watch. Okay, we're going to start with Dwight McNeil. And you know what? When I was doing his stats, I was still shocked that he's only 24. I didn't realise he was only 24.
You know what? He does feel like he's older.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I thought he was older than 24. I was like, is he only 24? Blooming heck. Because he feels like he's been around for ages.
Exactly. Burnley for seasons, I thought he'd been, Burnley for like 4 years or something.
No, but he's only 24, so that's shocked me. I have to be honest. James Gardner, Colm will tell you how much I love this kid. I think he's brilliant. He is definitely in the right league. Obviously, he had a couple of seasons in Championship. He outshone in the Championship. He looked quality. I think United were stupid to let him go. If I'm honest, they should have just let him progress at United and keep him. I think he would have been quality. But hey ho, it is what it is. But yeah, James Gardner is on there. Branthwaite, he's not going to be at Everton next season. I can guarantee you that.
He's quality, this guy.
Yeah, he is going to probably be in a colour of red. Maybe not Arsenal, but there's definitely a team up north that want him. But he's quality, and I know Chris will know him because obviously ex-Carlisle player as well. They get a massive amount of money when he's sold as well. So this will help out Carlisle.
Middlesbrough want him. That's society. That's society talk about.
I think it's the cost around 50 odd million. 50 million is madness.
Oh, another team replacing in red. Well, it's not red; it's striped, and it's Sunderland. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, Championship. A lot of money there. A lot of money in the Championship.
To be fair, right. Amadou Onana, obviously, we've all been linked with him. That's not going to happen at the moment. There's been a couple of things about him, like his playing style that doesn't suit us. So it looks like he won't be coming anywhere near us now.
I kind of get that.
Yeah, I think
I kind of get that with the playing style.
Yeah. You can just see it. I honestly do think, and I know this would be quite controversial me saying this, but I think if Vieira was in this team, he wouldn't be picked. He just wouldn't ask Arteta. I'll be honest. But yeah, so Onana, very good player. I think he's very good. I think he will step up to another club, but he won't be us. But he's had a decent season again. And Idrissa Gueye, 34 now, but he's still playing so good football. I really rate him highly. He's such a good midfielder. I was going to say young, but he's not. He's 34.
34, going strong.
Battles, right. Amadou Onana is the best bouncer in their team, unsurprisingly. But you can probably see where the issue is if you just look around passing accuracy. He's not the greatest passer in the world. He does have a little bit of a temperament as well, which we don't really need at the Arsenal Football Club. But overall, he's pretty good. I think he's quality. I liked him when he was in France. I would have signed him from France. I don't want to pay 50 million for him, if I'm honest. I think it might be a little bit more than that. I think it'd be about 50 to 60. Goalkeepers. Now, I know there's been talk about Pickford, but just hold your horses. Let's just hold your horses. No, not for me. Look, we're looking at some. We are looking at some. Pickford has been mentioned, but he's not someone that's high on the list. There's actually Luke Still, who's not Luke Still, Jason Still.
Jason Still,
yeah. There's too many Stills. There's Luke Still, Jason Still. But yeah, Jason Still is one we have actually looked at because that makes a common sense signing. He's of an age where he's not expecting to be number one. He's good enough, I would say he's sublime. He's not going to push Raya for the number one spot, that's for certain. But he'll do, and he'll cost cheap. So it makes perfect sense. And he's homegrown, which we definitely need to worry about. David Raya's done decent. He had an iffy start, but he's definitely come through.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah.
I think
come through.
I think we can all agree if there was better available, we would all sign him. But there isn't. So David Raya is the best of what we can get. Let's be honest. I think that's the best way we can put it. He's a very good goalkeeper, but there's just a little bit of error in him that sometimes, and you just can see it, and you just. But he'll do. Right, talk about top goal scorers. Dominic Calvin-Lewin has not had the greatest season, but he is the top goal scorer with 7. Goal conversion, Jesus, I couldn't believe this. I had to double check it. It is just 10% his goal conversion. He's a striker, and Saka's on 15. It's mad. Assist is Dwight McNeil with 6. But yeah, look, I liked him at Burnley. I can't say he's impressed me that much at Everton, but there's quality in there somewhere. I just don't know.
I mean, games that I've seen him play this season, I think he has been pretty good in games. He's probably been one of their consistent performers.
You reckon?
Yeah, but when he has there's times where he's had really bad games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, that's a quick question. Yeah? Can I ask, Bobby, why is Simon Jordan under Ben? Simon Jordan under Ben. Simon Jordan. Oh, under Brenny. So is there a Simon Jordan? I don't know. Is there a Simon Jordan?
Simon Jordan's not there.
I can't under. I'm just trying to work out.
No, you got Kevin Richardson there. You got Paul Merson, Lee Dixon. He's probably talking about. You know what? He could even be talking about Paul Merson.
Okay, he might be. Yeah. Question to both of you: with Arsenal unlikely to win the Premier League, do you still believe that there could be a final twist? Because I feel something could happen on Sunday. You never know. That's how I always look at it. You never know. At the end of the day, and this is what a lot of Arsenal fans have got to remember, we might not even win.
But this is it. Yeah, this is the thing. But you know what? There's City fans who've been talking on social media and on YouTube, and they've been very honest. They haven't really been the ones that I've seen. They haven't been giving it live. But all I will say is one in particular said that he gets worried. He gets very nervy about last games of the season because even though they've got past the line on 2 or 3 times in the past with Liverpool, United in 2012, there have been nerves as well. He said there's always been nerves around the Etihad as well. Yeah, because he said he said even with Villa a few years ago when Liverpool could have won it, and Villa I think were 2-0 up, and he was at the Etihad, this guy, and he was worried. But he said it's not a given considering his past history, even though they've got over the line in games like like your QPR and the Villa. So he said he's not going to underestimate West Ham, and it's all about how those players feel mentally, even though they've done it before.
Yeah, no, you're right. Big up to Luca. Hope you're doing well, Luca. And Chris, you've mentioned the same season that Luke was on about in our group WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Was Liverpool beat Blackburn, failed to beat West Ham.
94-95, Chris. 94-95.
There you go. It's very unlikely, but not impossible. West Ham do have threats in attack. Exactly. And we were talking about this the other day. At the end of the day, this is David Moyes' last game as well. So you kind of expect those players to want to give David the best send-off possible. It's the fans that don't like him. The players love him. And he is a very well-respected manager. Very well-respected.
Yeah.
And also, you've got to think of the other players that Lopetegui is going to be watching. So you're going to have to be putting a good performance for him because he will be watching that game. And also the players that want to leave, like the likes of Paqueta, Kudu. Yeah. They all want to leave. They want to go on to bigger things. So, again, then they're definitely not going to be 1 foot on the beach for me.
I agree.
Saying you ain't winning Power Sean Dyche masterclass. Well, we'll wait and see. Look, I don't take any game for granted. I don't care who we're playing. I always look at it in the same way. If you look at all my previews, I do it with the same respect to every team that we're playing. It's not going to be gone. No. Both Arsenal and City will concede and have nervy moments. I'm 100% sure they will. I want David Moyes to turn in to David Goggins against City. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate that. Anyway, let's get into the chosen lineups that people have done. Okay, so we've got 10 of these. So Brenny is going to go through them and rate them as per usual. Brenny's, because I knew Brenny was coming on, I made sure Brenny's was the first one up. So Brenny went with Raya, White-Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, and Havertz. Also chosen by Liam, Richard R, Mehmet, Simon, Pedro, James, Moss, Damos. I know. I was so excited when I saw him get involved as well. G Talks, the Silver One, and DWCT. This lineup. So explain it, but obviously also rate it as well, please.
Yeah. Well, if it ain't broken, it really it's worked, and I find that even though in recent weeks, obviously after the Villa thing, we've been winning games, and I feel with this lineup, it's just they know each other so well, and I feel that that when you've got the likes of Martinelli and Jesus coming off the bench, I think for this run-in, I think they've really been good as subs.
Yeah,
fantastic subs, and it's just. It's the party thing because he's come in with this running and he's done really well. Last week, I know the players have had in recent weeks some bozo moments, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they've come for it with the 3 points, and like I said, it's a winning team, it's a winning formula. I just wish that Arteta did not play Havertz in midfield in certain games.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that was why we lost those games when he has been in midfield. I'm not saying that at all because even if he wasn't in midfield, we could have probably still lost those games. But so it's for me. It's not even going to be an 8. I'm going to actually give this lineup a 9 because confidence breeds confidence, winning breeds confidence, and it's just and that's what they're doing at the moment. So I have to rate this team a 9.
No, I agree.
They gelled so well together.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, I was only going to score maximum of 8 because we didn't have a striker. But to be fair, Havertz is doing an amazing job.
Oh, he's been brilliant. He's been brilliant,
I allow the
and
night now.
you know, yeah.
I think obviously when Timber's back, and well, he's back, but
Yeah.
pick, but that's when I will allow 10s because that's enough.
I'll tell you what, yeah, because he's just something else. And once his match fitness, once everything is, I can't wait to see him next season.
No, I can't either. Let's move on to Boo, Tim, Anthony, Takahiro, John, Andrew, Emmanuel, and Steve L that have gone with this lineup. They've gone with Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Jorginho, Odegaard, Fabio Vieira, Saka, Trossard, and Havertz.
Do you know what? Takehiro's so honest, isn't he? He just didn't put himself in that 11. You know, really. I mean, that's just, well, you know, he's a fantastic guy. You know, not putting yourself in. Yeah, I know it's you, mate. I know it's you. But hopefully you're starting on Sunday. For this one, you've got this. It'd have to be a solid 7 for me.
Okay, not a problem. Right, let's move on to Will, Jordan, Kelly, Stepney, Laura, and Richard G have gone with Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Jesus on the right, Saka on the left, and Havertz.
Eight.
Awesome stuff. Move on to Tristan, Jimmy, Jack, TJ, Vinay, Tom GB, and Vic have gone with Raya, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, Sinchenko, Enko, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Jesus, Martin, Havertz. Oh God.
So that okay. Zinchenko wouldn't be a left side for me. If he was to play, he'd have to be in midfield. I mean, it'd have to be 7. We're still very strong.
Yeah. Go issue for me. Never mind. Let's move on to Stephen A, Kevin, Lee, Miguel R, Shelley, and Carl. Gone with Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tommy, Jorginho, Martinelli, and Havertz.
8. I mean, I hope Partey starts. I'm sure he will. But if Jorginho was to start, I think it's he could. I think Jorginho could deal with the physicality of Everton's midfield. So yeah.
Obviously, there's a conversation to be had regarding Jorginho and Partey. We'll have that after we've done the end of the season awards, which have all been set up. We'll have the discussion then, but right now it's not worth the conversation. If Partey can play, then play him. If we sell him, then we sell him still. He can still play whilst we're considering selling him. It's not a problem. Let's move on to Mohammed, Ricky, Miguel M, Matt, Ao, Dominic, Dionisio, and Barry. Sorry, Dionisio. I know it's really... I struggle every time I say your name. I do apologize. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Rice, Odegaard, Fabio Vieira, Jesus, Saka, and Havertz.
Did I rate the last one?
Yes, you gave it an 8.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Long day. I've been up since 5. Right. Okay. So it'd be Fabio Vieira in the number 10.
Yeah.
You know what? If he was to start, I actually think at home. I think this game would actually suit him to the point where it'd be fresh.
Yeah.
And he would want, and if you know what I mean, and if he didn't start, if he started the game, I personally don't think he would finish. I don't think he'd complete 90 minutes. If that was the case, but that'd be a solid 7 anyway.
7. Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't think Fabio will be here next season.
Neither do I.
From what I know, and obviously who we're looking at, I just don't see it. I think he's gone.
Yeah,
It's a shame, but
it is.
it
But
is
and you
what
know
it is.
what? I'd wish him all. I'd wish him all the best. And do you know what? Wherever he goes, I hope he does well.
Yes, look,
Because
that is. I don't tend to follow many Arsenal players. Once they leave, once they're gone, they're gone.
yeah,
Balogun is someone that obviously I loved, so obviously I follow him.
mm, yeah,
I'll be definitely following Raw Waters
mm,
because obviously he's leaving
mm,
at the end of the season, and I think
mm.
that's the biggest mistake we've made
That
this summer.
is that
Uh,
is really it is it's massive, and
yeah.
you know what I mean.
Well, it's
And
the reasoning behind it as well. You can, and I've been on about this all season. We have to give them
yeah,
a chance, otherwise they will leave. Literally, what
exactly.
has happened with Raw, and
Yeah,
Raw was literally going to be the backup to Ben White. We now don't have one. We have the next one probably back now is probably Rosiak, and I'd say he's
mm,
like 2 or 3 seasons away from that. Raw
yeah,
Waters could have done it next season. Literally, could have stepped in, and now
yeah.
we're having to look abroad for a youngster. I can't
That's
remember where he's
terrible.
coming from.
And this is why, and I get so peed off about this
Mm,
because that's why I just feel that with I mean, before we go on with the situation that we're in now, the next season, like having going to be finishing in the top two again this Sunday,
yeah.
and also the fact that we've been consistent in that manner the last 2 years, you'd always get clubs. You get clubs that look at top class players that they know that will fit into their system.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
to be honest, for top class, world class players, they should be able to fit into any system.
Yes.
In my opinion, they should be. So we should be going for that because I didn't want us to go for any more youngsters because of players like Real Waters, for example, and Mario Dubry, Rosiak,
Yeah.
you just mentioned, Lewis Skelly. I
Hmm.
want these guys to grow, and I thought that's the foundations of Arsenal, and it has been for decades.
Yeah, it is. And I've been saying it about for years. The only way we can be self-sustainable, which is what the KSC actually wants in the end, is they're not having to invest so much money because we're a business at the end of the day.
Yeah,
We're not just a FIFA game or EA Sports, whatever it's called
mm,
nowadays. We are a business to them, and I get that. There's no issues with that for me,
mm,
as long as they're not just treating us like other owners do.
yeah,
That they get involved. But if you think about it, we let Lino Sousa leave last summer. We're letting
yeah,
Waters leave this summer, and we're
mm,
going to have to spend 20. I think it's about 26 million pounds because I know who's coming in. And I think it's
yeah.
about 26 million quid.
Mm.
We didn't need to spend that 26 million quid because we had a left
No,
back, we had a right back, and we're spending money on someone we didn't actually need. I like him.
exactly.
Don't get me wrong; he's a quality
Yeah.
player. I'm looking forward to seeing him in an
Mm,
Arsenal shirt. However,
mm,
we didn't need to spend it. That's
yeah.
why we have to be sometimes a little bit
Mm,
more sensible with our money because that's an extra
yeah.
26 million quid you can spend on someone else.
Mm,
Like if we can't afford Osimhen because we haven't got 20 odd million, well, we could have had 20 odd million if we had kept
yeah.
Lino and we could have kept Waters and we didn't have to buy the new player that's coming in. We would
Yeah.
have had that extra money and we could have had Osimhen.
Mm,
And I'm sorry, a lot of Arsenal
yeah.
fans would have loved Osimhen at our club.
Mm,
But hey ho, we'll talk
yeah.
about
They
this.
got. Yeah, definitely. But
Well,
they got it wrong anyway. They've got
yeah.
that. They've got them wrong, in my
Well, look,
opinion.
and I'm sorry, this will only be blamed on one person because it's the only person that is to blame for this, and it is Arteta. And that is
Yeah.
my only issue. And he still has not done it for
Mm,
me yet. He hasn't proved that because Lewis Skelly was meant to get an appearance this from January till May. He was meant to get one
yeah.
appearance. He's not even appeared on the bench, I don't think.
Mm,
So he's going to be
yeah.
looking elsewhere. And Cozier, we still could lose him. And I
Mm.
really, I will
I'll
go.
let the roof if he goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will as well. I will be honest. I will go. No, that's wrong.
Mm,
Because if you look at the other players that behind him, Nwaneri, you got Obi Martin, you got other players
mm,
still in our academy that are technically are ours, but they get
yeah.
very easily tempted away. Very when they're in a youth
Mm,
academy, they're easily tempted
mm,
away.
mhm,
And it could end up being very damaging for us long
mm,
term because when you're like 8, 9,
yeah.
you're looking at all this, and you go, okay, these clubs want me. Arsenal, not very good with their youth academy because they don't let them actually progress. So I'm going to look at that club. That's what it's a long term. It could be damaging, and I hope we keep Cozier because he is the most exciting one for me. Anyway, my mini rant is now finished. Let's move on to the next team. Moving on to Steve B, James H, Elliot, Albert, Max, Sam W, and Holly have all gone with Raya, Tomiyasu at right back, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Jesus, and Havertz. For people that are slightly concerned why White's being rested, it's mainly because he has been carrying an injury for majority of the season. I think they're just wanting to have that one game extra to just rest, and I get it. It's at home as well, but yeah. So please rate this one.
Yeah, you know what? I would have rested Ben White if there was if the title race was done, but he would have to start. And I've got nothing against Tomiyasu because I think he's been brilliant at left back recent weeks.
Yeah.
So in Kivior, I think there's games out of season. Out of position.
Yeah.
And I think he's done well. He's had more good games on the left hand side than bad. So I would have to give this. It's got to be. I would say an 8.
Okay, an 8. But that's another player that is probably going to be leaving in the summer. Again, due to the fact I know who's coming in first, I can't see a place for Kivior in the team long term.
Hope it's a Premier League class or world class centre back. That's for sure.
Well,
then rotate the lads.
The first defender we're getting is not world class, but he is quality. We are looking at a centre back as well, so that's the difference. We're getting a fullback coming in, and he's a versatile fullback, so he can do the right and the left. And then it'll be a centre back, and I think most people will be impressed with the centre back, so we should be fine. So we'll move on to Florence, Sean, Michael, Nicholas, Rose, Terry, and Satvik. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tommy, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Jesus, Trossard, and Havertz.
So 8 for me.
8, right. Final 2. Sergey, Ben, Daniel, Ken, Mark, Tom, Rene, and Everton. Yes, that is actual name. He's making his debut for some reason in the Everton game. But yes, his name is actually.
I had a cousin named Everton. That's a cool name.
I love him to bits. Let's just say I know what he does, and he's absolutely fantastic what he does. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Havertz. What are we rating that one?
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
8 for you. And the final team: Anthony, Jonathan, Stephen C, Romain, Jason, Sam H, Claire, John, and Saf have all gone with Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Jesus, and Havertz.
No, that's an 8 as well.
That's an 8. Awesome stuff. Right. That is that done. Lovely jubbly. And yes, I do write all the listings, the numbers down, because they all want to know what they got, because they're all big-headed. They want to know, what did we get? What did we get? But anyway, it wasn't very fun reading Cole's back, I'll be honest, because Cole was harsh when he joined me going pause and all sorts. They were like, oh my God. Anyway, big up to Bart, is a serious fan. Were you also rooting for the second biggest club in Norfolk to do you a favour? No, I was just seeing what happens, to be honest. Were you, Brenny? Were you rooting for him? Or
we were the same. I mean, it wasn't like I was going to get a Tottenham shirt or anything like that. At the end of the day, business is business, and still hate Tottenham, but of course you wanted them to get something. You wanted City to drop points, even if it was a draw.
Yeah.
So it was just, at the end of the day, I couldn't root for. It's not like rooting for City to win. It's basically like saying, well, in a minute, you're rooting for them to win. That you know they're going to probably most likely beat West Ham at home, so you're obviously rooting for them to win to get closer to the league title. So yeah,
well, obviously mine and your links with West Ham is obviously quite family orientated, let's say. So obviously we would definitely like West Ham to do us a favour, and I've got no issues with it either because.
Well, I already spoke to Dad, and you know what I mean. Yeah. I know that, because I know you have those links, and my dad as well still feels that his boys can spring a surprise.
Yeah, and look, I was named after one of the biggest West Ham players ever. So, at the end of the day, I have no issues with West Ham. I have no issue supporting West Ham sometimes either, to be honest. I love them.
Do you know what, Bobby, when you say it all the time, I'm so glad you said that because I'm so glad that you didn't say it after your parents' favourite TV show, which was probably Dallas. So, yeah, that's a good thing you've let everyone know about that.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's just, I love football anyway. I don't really hate any teams. I know I have a joke about Ipswich. I don't hate them. It's just when you live at Colchester, you kind of you get brought up. Don't go to that hoop hole. But yeah, I don't really hate anybody. Let's be honest. Everyone knows that I do so many watch-alongs for teams you expect me to hate. I even celebrated a couple of Tottenham goals when they played Liverpool because I was bought because I felt sorry for Dermot because obviously Dermot was having to do. I think they were 4-0 down at the time I joined him, and I just wanted him to cheer up because he was so angry. Bless him.
Exactly, and he's one of the most honest Spurs fans out there.
Yeah, I love Dermot.
He's a legend.
Sorry, Bart. What makes I'm going to whisper this because if someone's listening, they'll come for me. It's called world class. That's the difference.
What's that? Yeah, so it's called world class. Yeah, and and consistency as well. And he turns up in big games, and I feel that at some point Odegaard will probably be next season or the season after. I feel that as he gets older, he's going to be consistent in all the big games.
Yeah.
Home and away. He's going to get better, and we've never ever said that he's poor. He's a poor player. That he didn't have the best of starts to the season as well, and others in our group chat said that as well.
Yeah, and Mr. Dermot is actually backstage. Mr. Dermot, you can come in whenever you're ready.
Hey. Look, I just wanted to say it's been one hell of a season with you guys, and. Look, it's been one
definitely
with us, and I tell you, the best thing I've enjoyed about this season is doing the watch along with you guys, and that's why I basically came in. I know I said it in the chat. I have loved every single watch along I've done with you guys, and it's been an absolute blast. So, look, from a Spurs fan, but whatever happens on Sunday. You never know.
No, you never. Yeah. Look, we're covering all the games on Sunday. All the videos are uploaded. It's going to be madness. But yeah, it's going to be a great. Whatever happens.
I think it's been a great season actually. Overall, I think it's been one of the best Premier League seasons there's been in a long while.
I think it's been decent. To be fair.
Yeah, has been. I think from our point of view. We're defensively better than last season.
Yeah.
For a fact. And we have been scoring. We scored goals at an alarming rate in the second half of the season, but whereas last season we did that most of the time. I think with Tottenham, I think it just goes to show you can play. Even in the past, no matter who's in charge of Tottenham, I felt whenever Harry Kane was injured, you got results when he wasn't playing. You function more as a unit.
Yeah.
Without him, that's what I used to see.
I feel like Teta, this is his summer of having to get it right for us. I don't think
he has to.
I don't think you will give him much more leeway. I think if he doesn't get off to a good season next season, I think you lot will be on his back. And I know Bobby's very fair on you as well, Brady, on managers, but this is the second season. If you're looking at it from a non-Arsenal fan's point of view, this is the second season where you could have won the league.
Yeah, that's right.
And you failed.
Yeah.
So how much more do you give him
No, next season for me. He's got one season.
Next season, and I'll explain why. Just quickly, it's like like whenever I read Arsenal histories of Arsenal managers, and I think it was in the 50s, 60s. Billy Wright struggled, and he had a team, but wasn't challenging, weren't doing anything, weren't competing. In the cups, there was nothing. And then when Bertie Mee took over, when he took over, I think within 2 seasons, Bertie Mee won our first European trophy, and then the following season he won the double. And then it just got to a point where I think it was in 1974-75 he got the sack. Terry Neal came in 76 to 83, and that only resulted in one FA Cup. But even though he got us to 4 cup finals, including 1 European Cup Winners' Cup final, he was given a lot of time, whereas Don Howe was only given 3 years, from 83 to 86, and Don Howe didn't win any trophies. We weren't really competing in the cups. We were getting knocked out by teams like York in the 4th round of the FA Cup, and then it was just a case of the thing with Howe, what he did, and he for me, he was always a great coach, but not a very good manager. So, and he's proven that with the England national team, in terms of coaching. But what I loved on Howe for what he did was where he brought players in like Keown, gave him his debut, gave Rocastle his debut, gave Tony Adams his debut, and gave Niall Quinn his debut, and those 4 players, for example, went on to do great things. So, but what I'm trying to say is that we've all, even under Peter Hill-Wood, we've always given managers that time. Arteta has had, Arsene Wenger. Well, Arsene Wenger, Graham. I don't need to discuss them because it didn't take them long for honours to come in. But for Arteta, as much as those that love him, it's almost, this will be 5 years in December he's been at the club, and even though he won the FA Cup, for us, I want us to be competing on all fronts and not winning any trophies. I'm not saying, I've heard other Arsenal channels going, oh yeah. Let's you expect to win every trophy. No, we don't expect to win every trophy. You just want the challenge. Yeah. Challenge for the honours. Try and make Wembley appearances. You know what I mean? Get close in the league like we have done. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Don't just bin competitions in the way that we have. Yeah. Even though we did play well against them, we didn't deserve to lose against Liverpool in the 3rd round. But I'm just speaking the facts, and I'm not saying Arteta out, nothing like that. You know what I mean? So he has been given a lot of time. If Arteta joined us 2 years ago, and we were struggling, like this season and last season, and we was only like 3rd or 4th, I'm not going to moan about it. But he's been here for quite some time, so next season it's the time to deliver.
Yeah, 100%.
Silverware.
Well, listen, I'm just going to jump out. I apologise for jumping in on your show.
No, you can crash anytime.
I've got to go, but I just wanted to say thank you, and for everything you've done, Bobby and Brenny, and especially you, Bobby, for our channel as well, and the support you've given us and everything. I just want to pop it on your final pre-match show just to say thank you and the very best of luck for you lot on Sunday.
No, thank you, mate. Thank you for having us on a few weeks ago as well.
On Sunday.
I will see you Sunday, mate, anyway.
Yeah,
we'll have great fun Sunday.
You say my name 3 times, Bobby. I just appear,
I know.
Gosh, it's like when Dorothy clicks her heels 3 times, and goes back to Kansas.
Mind you, Brenny, right? He can only stick his head out the window. He does own this stadium across from his house, right? And an ice cream vehicle as well. You do know that.
You know what? I think I'll have to travel to Wolverhampton and see if we can sort out some shares. I might have to buy some shares.
Yeah, you think you'd give us a box or something, wouldn't you? Just because.
Yeah, I know. You know what I mean?
You look after us,
Oh, Bevo, you know what it is? He's going to give me a figurine of Steve Ball. You know what I mean? That's what he's going to do. Yeah.
Give us a box or something, treat us like meet the players and meet the manager.
Oh, yeah, it'd be great.
Take us for a trip around Wembley. Well, you ran Wembley, and I don't know, when England play Ireland, do you think he'd come over to Ireland? And are you coming over for that, by the way?
No.
Why?
What is it? September?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not. To be honest with you, I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know what I'm doing.
With you, wouldn't you? Treat us like VIPs and that. On that bombshell, I've planted the seeds, Brenny. I've planted the seeds.
I shall see you on Sunday, young man.
See you on Sunday. Thank you so much, and well done.
No worries, mate.
Well done on the successful season as well.
All right, see you later, mate.
Bless him.
Bless him. Sorry, lads, was watching Fury versus Usyk weigh in there. Fury ended by pushing Usyk, and Usyk smiled, wigging his finger, and said, "Fury, don't be afraid. I'm not leaving you alone." Fury's rattled, shouting off.
I'm not pay-per-viewing that fight. I think Fury will. It'll be a points victory. I think Fury, because I think Usyk, they're both tough fighters, but I think it'll go all the way.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Fury is bipolar like Usyk. Says 1 minute he respects you, next minute you're a tosser. Blah blah blah. Luca's put in his predictions. Thank you, Luca. I'll write it down. We'll come to ours in shortly. Brenny's got a job to do in a minute. Bobby joining Dermot Street. Yes. Liverpool. Yes. As soon as I joined, Tottenham started scoring and performing quite well, to be honest. It was starting to worry me, if I'm honest. It's been decent season. Wouldn't say been best thing since Dairy on Toast, to be honest. No, this season's been decent. That's why I said the word.
Yeah.
Decent. It's been decent. I've been entertained. It's obviously going to the last game, which I think most people would love it to, and it has. So yeah, it's Arteta's final strike next season. With the window he's getting, it's definitely his final strike. There is no reason not to be challenging and it is the word challenging. It's the word challenging I'm using. I'm not saying he must win a trophy, because there's going to be context behind that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if we are like 1 point behind whoever wins it next season, we manage to get to the semi-finals of cups and stuff. That's a good season overall for me, because we're pushing. If we get knocked out by Rotherham in the third round of the FA Cup, knocked out by, oh Christ, God forbid it, Ipswich Town in the League Cup, that wouldn't be a great season to me, because he's basically given up the cup games again, and he should never give up cup games.
No.
So there's a lot of context, but yeah, for me, he has to challenge on all fronts. And with the team he'll have, for me, I think we'll be better equipped than we are this season. So that for me, there should be no reason not to challenge on all fronts next season. It'll be City versus Arsenal for the title again next season. Liverpool, in my opinion, will stay in third, probably. Same position, even with new management, won't be in the race, but along with. I think Slot will surprise a few. I his style of play
think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? It's not a bad. Liverpool, I don't think they're not in a total mess, because I think Slot, he does need. I think he just needs one window.
Yeah.
To add to what he's got. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, I think he might surprise a few people. I think there might be a few games where, because of his style of play, might sneak a horrible defeat sometimes.
Yeah,
but he's a good coach. Look, Ten Hag is a different situation. You can't, because I know a lot of people comparing Slot with Ten Hag. It's a different situation. United are in a mess. It's different situation altogether. Russo is winning us the league on Sunday, so he goes, I love your love for Russo. I just pray West Ham gets a draw against City on Sunday. Let's hope so. Arsenal going to win league now. Dermo jumped in. Son and Kulusevski should be jailed for gifting City. I'll be honest, I think Tottenham tried their best. I'll be honest. Kemi Kavin Yay Toe. My only hope, the last game for Moyes. It's going to be look, West Ham players are going to turn up for him. If
they will.
They respect him, so they'll do it. Let's do this for Moyes. Arteta needs. Did you get? I had a feeling when I said it. I had a feeling you clipped me, mate. I had a feeling. bug it.
Mm.
It's because I respect everyone's comments. I try and read them as well as I can. Arteta needs to win a trophy for me next season. Don't have to big ones, can be FA Cup or League Cup, blah, 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 but also challenge for big ones. Yeah, exactly. Chris, I love you, but I hate you right now. But anyway, let's get into the challenge because I know I've been clipped. But it's the end of the season. I don't care anymore. Right, let's do this. Okay, so for people that are new to this, you have to pick 6 from the Arsenal, 5 from Everton. You have to go with the home formation now. So it's the Arsenal formation now. So we have right. Well, I'm going to see what if Brenny knows what the score was for this game and what year it was.
4-0 1998.
Of course it was.
Oh, yeah.
And you know why I'm doing that? Mr. Tony Adams.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
I was behind the goal. My mum paused it when we got home because she could see me because obviously I'm ginger head. You can see a ginger head person in any stadium, to be fair. But yeah, I was behind the goal when Adams... And the funny thing is, the assist was from Steve Bold.
Steve Bold, yeah. I'll have to look out for that again, you know what I mean? I'll have to look out for that, yeah.
It's amazing. I was there. I just, it's a game that I will never, ever forget, ever. So, yeah, obviously I had to pick this one as the retro because I just loved it. So, Brenny, 5 from Everton. Good luck. This was not a great Everton, to be fair.
You know what? It's a shame. It's a shame that Canners wasn't on this as well because I know he was at that game that day as well.
Was he?
Yeah.
Well, I was always a North banker, so I was always in the North Bank.
Okay. Yeah. For me, I probably spent more times in the clock end than I did the North Bank whenever I used to go to games. Yeah.
We only moved from the North Bank when obviously it was being rebuilt. Then we went to the West Stand.
Of course, yeah.
But then as soon as the North Bank reopened, we have got tickets in the North Bank again. North Bank was just the atmosphere because obviously you had a bar, you had bands playing.
Yeah, it was lovely.
At the time, you had the Dreamcast as well. You had a couple of consoles to play on that as well. But yeah, it was sublime. I love the North Bank. But anyway,
that's brilliant.
We divulge again. Yeah. Let's start with your first Everton player, please.
Okay, we have.
It's not great. I'll be honest. I was looking at us thinking, Christ,
yeah, and this was a team at the time where fighting relegation, and they got out on the last game of the season.
You can see why, though. To be fair, because that team's pretty poor.
Yeah, I know, and yeah, Craig Shaw.
6 defenders as well. 6 defenders in that team, just that for starting lineup.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Tyler, was that Carl Tyler? He used to play for Forest.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't think he was all that for Forest, to be honest with you. Dave Watson, I liked.
Yeah.
I always thought he was better than his brother Alex. I think Alex played for Liverpool, and I think Dave Watson before Everton, he was Man City. But you know what? I got to go with Slaven Bilic because I thought he was a brilliant centre half. Forget the own goal. I mean, international as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'll have to go with him, centre back.
Nah, to be fair, good coach as well. He turned into a
good coach. Oh gosh, yeah.
Next player, then, please, mate. This is really true, to be fair. This is one of the hardest retros I've chosen, but it's because of the game. It wasn't necessarily to do with.
That's understandable, and I think with what we're trying to achieve as well, it's totally understandable. Don Hutchinson can play. He could play midfield. He was quite versatile, wasn't he? So
where would you like to put him?
He could be CM, please.
CM. Okay, your third player, please.
Wow, jeez, I can't stand it. I can't stand Nick Barmby. I'm never choosing. That guy was so overrated, man. Seriously overrated. I don't care who he played for. He was overrated.
I'll totally agree. Don't worry.
Beagrie. He wasn't a bad player. He's a very underrated player. He was Peter Beagrie.
Yeah, I used to sign him quite a lot in Championship Managers. To be fair.
Oh really? I never did. I never did. Even
cheap and did the job that I wanted him to do. So
yeah, because I know with a few Championship Managers weren't only at Everton. He was there was one where he was at Bradford as well.
Yes, that's what I was
okay. Oh wow, easy signing. I've got to go with Big Dunk. Seriously.
Right,
I liked him.
The number 9, yeah.
He's going to be the number 9.
Yeah.
I would rather have an Elka, but I'm just thinking about other positions.
Yeah, because no offense, Everton, that is really poor.
Yeah, I know. And also, sorry, I forgot about that other sub that came on, Ian Wright. So Ian Wright was still quality. So yeah. Oh gosh. I'll go for Michael Ball because he can play at left back.
Yes, you want to put him at left back?
Yes, please.
Okay. Your final player.
Final player. Well, I'm not going with John Oster or Gareth Farrelly. Hell no. Jeez, yeah, it was all defenders, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'll have to go Beagrie, play him. He play him on the left because I can still play Overmars on the right.
Okay, so there we go, Peter Beagrie. Okay, right. I'm going to assume it's Seaman in goal.
Yes. Yeah.
Probably be able to fill most of these myself. Dixon at right back.
Oh yes, please.
Mr. Tony Adams.
Yep.
Okay, you got a
I've
DM.
got 3 more left.
DM. Yeah, you got DM and a CM to fill. Yeah. So
okay.
DM.
That's got to be Vieira and Petit, please.
Okay. Petit. And then your final player on the right wing.
Mark Overmars. I know he can play on the right as well as the left. That was so difficult, man.
That was a tough one, but you understood why I chose that game specifically. It wasn't to
of course.
Like
No, but of course.
It was a game that I loved. Absolutely loved that game. I think you can see it now. Can you now? There we go. Awesome.
Yeah.
Right, so this is the team. Goal, Dixon, Bilic, Adams, Ball. To be fair, that's not a bad defence. Ball wasn't bad. Vieira, Petit, Hutchinson. To be fair, that's not a bad midfield. And then we got Overmars, Big Dunk, and Beagrie. To be fair, Beagrie whipping in some crosses. Overmars doing the same.
Yeah.
That ain't a bad team. Obviously,
and Big Dunk get his head on it.
I can't give you a 10 for the obvious reason that Everton is quite a poor team in that squad. So I'm going to have to give you a 9. It's a good score, but obviously there are some weak links in the Everton squad, let's be fair. So I'm not being unfair there. But right, let's go into what you're up against. Now, obviously, these are Everton participants. So they obviously have gone slightly weirder, if I'm honest. That's not a way of saying it. Right, we'll start with Tony first. Right, so he's gone with Seaman, Dixon, Ball, Bilic, Adams, Vieira, Hutchison, David Platt, Barmby, Overmars, Ferguson.
That's Tony Cotty, by the way, everybody.
I can't score a team with Barmby at the same as yours, Bren. I just can't. It feels wrong.
I can't stand him. Yeah.
I don't get the whole fuss about it, to be honest.
I know. When he was selected for England as well, I was like, really?
Yeah. I just don't. It's like, for me, it's like the Harry Maguire situation. Why are you picking him? I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Nick Clark was so, I just don't get it. I don't. So poor. Tony, I'm sorry, mate.
Gosh.
It's not nothing to do with Tottenham, by the way. It's got nothing to do with Tottenham. This is because I didn't like Nick Barmby. I just didn't think he was a very good player.
Even Paul Merson was a better player than he was.
Yeah. So, jeez. Tony, you're going to get an 8. Let's move on to Graham. Seaman, Dixon, Winterburn, Watson, Adams, Vieira, Hutchison, Farley. Oh, God. I don't know why you put Farley in there, I'll be honest. I'm 7. Sorry, Graham. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna feel bad when I tell him. But, 7. Anyway, there we go.
Don't Graham
taking part.
Graham Sharp. Graham Sharp, everybody. Our 2 special Everton guests.
Right, let's see what people are saying in the comments before we get into the predictions. Let's have a... Oh, Chris has also taken part. Big up to Damos saying, yes, guys, let's do this. Big up to Damos. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, bro. Yeah, right.
Right, so Chris has taken part. Let's see what Chris is... Oh, Chris, you've done the Barmby mistake as well.
Oh.
Chris, you're going to have to get an 8 as well, mate. I'm sorry. It's got... Honestly, it's not even anything to do with Tottenham. It's literally I just didn't rate the kid. I didn't like him.
Neither did I. Neither did I. Oh God, yeah.
I'm trying to put it into terms where you could understand who we're on about. But he's just so overrated. Honestly, he was so overrated. I can't think of anyone that is like it now. Not on the top of my head. No, I can't think of anyone at the top of my head that's like it. But he was just so overrated, so overrated. He was just rubbish. Again, I was mate. I guarantee you were very young at the time. Actually, I don't think you were born.
Oh, really?
I don't think it was
youngster.
I don't think you were born, mate. I don't think you were even born then, mate. Again, I was young at the time. There were only players from what I can see. No, don't, mate. I love the fact you take part. Let's pretend Barbie wasn't there. You'll get a 9. Even with 10 men, you'd get a 9. But right, Bren, what are you going to go with a score prediction, mate?
3-0. 3-0. I think we'll win. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going with, this is no disrespect to Everton. No disrespect to them whatsoever. Because I think they've done really well recently. I'm going with a 4-0. I will explain on the reaction of why I've gone with that. There is a reason behind my madness. There's also a reason why I did the retro challenge again for this game. But yes, 4-0. Excellent stuff. Right, Brenny, thank you ever so much for coming.
You're welcome, man.
Once again. Where can they find you, friend?
Hey, everybody, you can find me on X as always. I've put quite a few Arsenal versus Everton videos from the past, and there's quite a number of them, considering us and Everton are the longest we're the longest top teams in the top flight. So yeah, I'll put in quite a few of them, and I've been trying to do little bits as well on Instagram. But yeah, Brenny K74. You'll also find me here on the Armory TV. And thank you all for your support this season, everybody in the chat.
Exactly, and 100%. Look, the award ceremony is set up for, I believe, a week on Monday to obviously allow us all to have a bit of chill out time. Obviously, I technically my season doesn't finish until the championship playoffs, and yeah, so I think it's it gives us a good week, just whatever happens. I will let everyone know regarding what awards are being given, so everyone can vote. Is there an award for biggest numpty? I have technically put that kind of in. I've been as nice as I possibly could. There is a picture that might give it away on who I think might should be getting the award. But you'll see the video. I've done a creative video for it. You'll see. You can already probably all guess who we're talking about here. But yes, there is definitely it's not all positive rewards, because I don't believe in that. I think sometimes you do have to think about the negatives as well. Because that's just the best way of moving forward, is look at the negatives to grow from the negatives. But anyway, you will see me tomorrow. I'm doing the Bolton versus Oxford game, League 1 playoffs. Then on Sunday, League 2 playoffs, Crawley Town versus Crewe. Whenever that finishes, because it kicks off at 1. If it goes into extra time and penalties, it's going to be pushing into the Premier League games. I will be doing the Premier League games, but Colm and Dermot will also be there. Philip might be there as well. So yeah, it's going to be a busy Sunday, but let's just enjoy the weekend, because we've only got 2 more
we can do
properly now. And guys, thank you ever so much always for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure doing all the previews this season. I think we've done pretty much every single game possible. There's been a couple in the midweeks that were quite tricky, but every Premier League game we have done. So I think we should be proud of that one at least.
100%.
But guys, take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.
Take care all.